If you've clicked on this video, I'm going to assume that you fall into one of these two categories. The first category is you've been doing music as a hobby for a while and you're like, okay, I want to start making money off this and do it seriously. The second category is you've kind of started to take music a bit more seriously, but you don't know where to go from there. Am I recording? Okay. Thirsty boy. So, a bit about my professional life with music. I only started taking music really seriously maybe 2-3 years ago, and I've been working at music pretty much full time for the past year. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't work other jobs. So I still tutor maths and I worked in a cafe for a bit and I still help, my dad out with paperwork for his business. So by all means, this is not my only source of income, but it's gone from being 0% of my income to being about 60% of my income for every month. So I'm going to get the obvious thing out of the way, which is your music needs to be good, right? Make sure that you've got people that aren't your friends and family telling you that your music is good. If your parents coming to your room, they're like, oh my God, your music is so great, Timmy. Like, that's nice, but it's not really the kind of feedback that's going to be useful to you. You want to make sure that you've got people that aren't your family and friends telling you that your music is good. So, on Facebook, there are so many groups for making music. There are plenty of Reddit forums. There's We Are the Music Makers. If you like hip hop, there's trap production, there's hip hop, and there's lo-fi hip hop. There's EDM production, there's literally everything. So most of these forums and groups have places to, get feedback on your music and stuff. So if you haven't done so already, go submit it there. Positive feedback's really good, everyone likes it. The really important thing to pay attention to is the negative feedback. Don't take negative feedback personally is my first piece of advice, because it's never personal. It's literally just about the music you've created. If there's repetition in the feedback that people are giving you, for example, if you've put 3-4 songs out and every single time someone's mentioned, hey, the kick's too loud, or hey, the bass is too much over here, you might want to look at that and go, okay, maybe I need to control my drums and my bass a bit more. So yeah, pay attention to the feedback that people give you and actually take it on board if you think it's meaningful to you. If you don't think it's meaningful, just disregard it. So if someone just says, this sucks, look, you can kind of just ignore that. I mean, it might hurt, but you can, the amount of people that have said my music sucks, heaps. That's probably shouldn't keep that in. Not everyone is going to like your music, so pay attention to the feedback that's actually constructive. So once you're confident that your music is actually good, it's time to move on to actually creating more music. Decide what style of music you want to create, and then think about whether you'd have to, dive into any other styles. A good example of this might be if you want to be a hip hop producer. I know a lot of artists like that kind of lo-fi, kind of jazzy hip hop stuff. You could probably get away with samples for a while, but at one point it might be really good to learn some actual jazz harmony in theory. Of course, you don't have to, but this is just an example. Once you're really happy that your music is good, and once you've gone, okay, I know what kind of music I want to create, now you actually have to start creating music and create a backlog and a catalog to show off a bit. I wouldn't ever hire a photographer if I've never seen their photos. I wouldn't ever hire a videographer if I've never seen their videos. It's the same thing with music. A rapper or an artist will never work with you if they haven't seen your previous work. So make sure that you've got a bit of a catalog, even if it's 3 songs and you just chuck them up on SoundCloud that you can just link people back to and be like, hey, this is what I've worked on before. Even if it's 1 track, just give them something so they know, okay, this is what his or her style of producing is like. Do I like it? Do I not? So obviously, to start working with other people and to start actually producing beats, you need to have a work ethic. Now, I know a lot of people, myself included, at the start of their music journey, just kind of, it was a hobby, right? So it just kind of, whenever I want to do it, I'll just do it when I come home. If I'm too tired, I won't do it. Don't worry about it. When you start taking music seriously, you have to treat it as a job. It's no longer something that you can just do as a hobby. And that means that there are going to be days where you hate it. That doesn't mean that you hate music and that's it, you're going to give up. It just means that, there are going to be days where you don't like it. And there are days where I don't like it and I'm like, I really don't want to work on this film today, but I just, I do it because that's my job. If you're working an office job, or if you work at Macca's, or if you work at literally any store, you're going to be expected to come in regardless of your mood, and that's how you have to treat music. You have to just wake up in the morning and set yourself a goal. Even if that goal is, 1 beat a day, you have to do 1 beat a day. If you start slipping from that and you just don't do any work, you're not going to make much progress. So I think a good kind of rule of thumb is like maybe, 14, 15 hours a week, spending about 2 hours a day on music. And that doesn't necessarily have to be music creation, that can be Instagram marketing, or, just making a quick beat for Facebook or whatever. But just spending 2 hours on your craft and on your career. Watching YouTube tutorials is a fantastic way to kind of learn something, but also, kind of switch off a bit. So you're already doing a good job by watching YouTube tutorials and stuff. The next thing I'm going to talk about is probably the most neglected point when people try and turn their hobby into a career. And that's your mental health and your mental capacity to actually work as a musician or an artist or whatever you want to do. the first thing you need to look at is whether or not you can balance your general life chores. You know, as simple as this sounds, like, are you cleaning your room regularly? Can you balance out your fitness? Can you balance out your social life with your current work life or your school or whatever you're doing? Can you actually find time for all of these things and do them comfortably? Because the thing that you'll start to notice very quickly when you get work in is that not only do you just sit there and create music, you have to email people and you have to be really organized with that. If you're getting paid a decent amount, you have to do your taxes and you have to do invoices and you have to write quotes for people and you have to, you know, call people and you have to meet with people and you have to do all these different things that take a lot of organization. You know, I use a calendar personally, but all of these things that you might have thought you don't need all of a sudden start to come into effect. If you've got clients coming into your studio and you've got pizza boxes and a bong in there from last night, it's not a good look. Like, you need to make sure that your room's clean. So all these things that are really important that I see a lot of musicians just neglect and go, yeah, I can just do the music and it's good and I'll get to the, no, like I wish, but like, that's not how it works. You've got to really have incredible organization skills. And in order to have that, you've got to have a really clear head. This next point is a bit controversial. I didn't know if I should mention it, but I thought if I'm being honest with you and I'm trying to help you guys, I'm going to bring it up. You got to think about a couple of things. The first thing is, do you like dealing with shitty people? Second thing is, do you like dealing with really shitty people? And the third thing is, do you like dealing with shitty people who annoy the because you got to be ready for that stuff. And I'm not kidding. Most of the people I've worked with have been absolutely fantastic, but you are going to get people that drive you up the fucking wall. Like, you are going to get people that just are going to make you want to quit music. Okay, maybe not that bad, but like, you're going to get people that really just do your head in. Go back and forth on what they say 100 times. They're going to ask you to do one thing when they mean another thing and then go back and forth between that. They're going to think they know everything and tell you how to do your job. All of these things that are just going to infuriate you to no end. And you got to be ready for that. And you got to be professional while you do that. If someone's really annoying you and someone's being a dick, within reason, you can't just be like, go fuck yourself. Your song sucks. You can't, like, you got to be really professional and be able to deal with it. Most of my clients, and when I say most, I mean like 98, 99% of my clients have been amazing. And I'm so thankful for the people I've worked with. Those are the main points you need to consider if you're trying to take music a bit more seriously and turn it into a career. But regardless of where you're at right now, so you've obviously watched this video and you can kind of gauge whether you think you're ready or not to start a music career. You need to now set some goals. So obviously this is going to be different for everyone, but I know last year I had a really simple goal. I just wanted to get to consistently above 1,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. That was one of my goals. And I ended up reaching that just by releasing more songs, emailing more, labels and blogs and playlist curators and all that. So that was how I went about achieving one of my goals. So set yourself a really simple goal, even if it's something like, okay, I want to have 100 beats by the end of the year, and then work backwards from there. Go, okay, by the middle of the year, I want to have about 50 beats. In about 3 months, I need to have 25 beats. In about 1 month, I need to have about, 10 beats or something. So you look at that and go, how am I going to make 10 decent beats a month or 10 decent songs a month that I'm going to be happy with? The whole journey of building your career from scratch is very, very personal. My journey is completely different to all my friends and colleagues' journeys of building a music career. So really look into yourself. This is going to sound so cringe. Holy shit. Look into yourself and see what makes you, you. What do you want to be in a year? What do you want to be in 2 years? What do you want to be in 5 years? And look at how you're going to build that. Don't just go, yeah, I'm going to blow up. I want to have 1 million plays by next month and you've never released a song before. Good luck with that, but you're going to be very disappointed. Set yourself some realistic goals. In the next episode, I don't even know what I'm talking about in the next episode. Let's look at my laptop. In the next episode, I'm going to be talking mainly about how to market yourself and network yourself. So once you're ready, once you've got the music, how you want to go about networking, how you want to go about marketing yourself, and all of that fun stuff. That's it for this video. I make videos every week on producing, composing. I also do plenty of shit posting. Probably not so much in this series because it's a bit more serious. I would really love it if you subscribed. Again, I'm going to have more of these videos that I hope will help you. I will see all of you next week.